Black holes are not real. This is what Einstein believed all his life. However, his theory of special relativity, she predicted the existence of these gravity monsters. The genius remembered by most astronomers when they tried to predict the existence of planet Vulcan and failed, but it succeeded. Scientists once thought black holes were purely hypothetical, but in the 70s, a black hole was discovered. Signal. This discovery is a revolution in the science of physics. But if Einstein was right, then our universe would be completely different. In this video, I will tell you how hypothetical planets exist in the extensively studied solar system.
So why could it be?
Here is the black hole at the center of just a fly swatter hit a completely different body. What is the default astronomical name that could challenge everything we know about our universe? How did the search for Vulcan lead to an even more significant discovery? In the middle of the 19th century, the French astrophysicist Urbain Le Verrier independently calculated the mass of the planets and created a new model for the solar system. Yes, it was amazing. He realized that the irregularities in Uranus's orbit were due to the presence of an unknown planet, and he also pinpointed its location. Thanks to Verrier's work, astronomers discovered Neptune in 1846. But there was one obstacle. The revolving perfume store was intermittent, and this contradicts the law of universal gravitation. Everything was clear to Verrier. The blame was on another undiscovered planet. He calculated that it must be a small celestial body located within an exiled orbit, with an orbital period of only about 20 days. The hypothetical planet could be a very hot rocky piece, so it was agreed to name it Vulcan. So it began with Vulcan's howl. Both professionals and space enthusiasts from around the world tried to discover the new planet against the sun through their telescopes. Even some were able to find everything like this, and Verrier updated his calculations. However, unlike Neptune, Vulcan never showed up. Skeptics argued that the hypothetical planet never existed, but Verrier believed it was real until his last day. Newton's equation couldn't be wrong about perturbations. In 1888, a solar eclipse definitively ended a long-standing dispute. Surely the silhouette of Vulcan was not in the dark sky, but it did not appear. After that, the scientists were left alone with this enigma of raining perfume. But then Einstein stepped in, hand with his theory of relativity. He mentioned that gravity is not a force as Newton claimed before, but the curvature of space-time caused by massive objects. So to prove this, Einstein used the strange method of perfumers spinning around the sun. This means that the planet does not exist in Vulcan. This led to the wonderful discovery, and perhaps history is repeating itself currently. Why are scientists searching for a new planet again? And what could it mean for science? There is nothing unusual about the 8 known planets in the solar system, but the distant objects beyond Neptune's orbit, like Sedna, which orbits the Sun nonetheless, so that it becomes clear there's a 9th planet yet to be discovered that strongly influences it. Michael Brown and Konstantin Batygin estimated. Researchers at the University of California say that this hypothetical planet needs to be 10 times smaller than ours and located far away from the Sun. Can you drop the small glowing ring? This is Neptune orbit, and it takes 10 years to get there, and it revolves around such a distance. The 9th planet would need 10 or even 20,000 years to complete a single journey around the Sun. Conspiracy theorists will claim that this extremely hostile planet will soon orbit the Earth and destroy humanity. If we take the prophecy at face value, many astronomers would be very happy if it approached the 9th planet, because then they'll have a chance to see it up close. But even if it exists, It seems to be struggling to penetrate the dark corners of the solar system. Wait a moment. How did he get in there? One theory suggests that the giant gas Janine was exiled to the wilderness due to the gravitational pull of Jupiter and Saturn. According to another theory, the Sun could capture this planet from a passing star. We can't rule out the possibility of a small black hole, and that's why we can't see it. Any discovery about the 9th planet will create a huge buzz and rewrite the history of the solar system. But despite the presence of hypothetical things outside, capable of shaking the foundations of our knowledge of the world, so what are the stars that can change our theories about the universe itself? The Large Hadron Collider experiments consistently produce antiparticles. It's like the mirror image of normal particles carrying the opposite charge. It is believed that at the universe's dawn, the energy emitted from the Big Bang was created, antimatter and matter at the same time. In the end, the amount of ordinary matter was more important than the amount of chasing matter. However, there might be enough of the latter to generate hypothetical stars. From the excited matter, in the year 2018, the cosmic ray detector aboard the International Space Station recorded something like an anti-helion nucleus. This is exactly what an antimatter star could produce, yet it's hard to detect in space. It will shine just like a normal star, with some irregular gamma-ray bursts. Based on this, astronomers have selected 14 candidates for an antimatter star state. But the truth is that each of them could even form entire shrines. There must be at least something made of antimatter. If not, it seems we have misunderstood everything once again. And if such things don't exist, it might mean that the Big Bang created two parallel universes at the same time. One is made of matter, and the other is made of antimatter. There might be life out there. Maybe if we saw someone on YouTube, we would instantly like the video. Another very strange hypothetical star. Imagine a black hole with transparent darkness. This is what the hypothetical boson star would look like. It is made of the smallest subatomic particles, which resemble fascination. Unlike ordinary matter, it can be covered without limits and produce tiny but very massive butterflies. And they are more difficult to represent. Finding them from the planet Vulcan in the year 2019, scientists were puzzled by a persistent event in a distant galaxy involving two black holes and an unnaturally large object. This strange event can be explained if there are two boson stars. If owned, the discovery would be more amazing than finding black holes. It might turn out that bosonic stars are that very dark matter. It's believed that their quantities among the stars far exceed those found in counters. Yet, other things, even though not truly virtual, can serve as explanations. What is the exotic state present in our galaxy that indicates the existence of new hypothetical beings? I have told you a lot about the massive black hole located in the center of the Ursa Major galaxy, and it weighs just over 4 million suns. Astronomers expected to see a black hole feeding on a companion among the passing stars over the past years, but the film was never released. The companions have shaved, and this was the case. This means that the body in the center of our galaxy could be something other than a black hole. Oh, poor Einstein. What a double twist. One theory suggests that the structure known as the dark ball is actually made of darkinos, or in other words, a virtual entity that consists
Press like
a
and
huge
subscribe to the
fragmented
channel.
mass forms instead of a black hole. Something like a hairball that a cat regurgitates, except the dark energy orb is not as greedy as a black hole, and thus it can allow the Banach-Tarski fellows to pass through easily. But what if I told you there's a less harmful animal grazing in space? This is the Hyades cluster, located 153 light years away. It's fortunate that its lower tail is much smaller than the upper tail. Astronomers have also noticed this, and they assume that something big and invisible has absorbed all the stars from there. Again, it proves to be incredibly heavy and should equal the mass of 10 million suns. So, this poem in our backyard is 2.5 times heavier than its ground in the central Milky Way strike. This is the only explanation scientists have provided for the unusual shape of the Hyades cluster. Perhaps our ocean is filled with these giant structured masses, and one day, one of them might take over our solar system too. Will it be the end of the world? Because we will finally gain a superpower. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. All these are hypothetical entities. From planet Zulkan to the strange stars with dark matter clusters, it may just be a product of our imagination struggling to explain how the universe works. In their attempts to understand natural phenomena, the ancient drowned worshipped the whole pantheon of gods. We are doing the same thing with the help of science. The properties of these virtual objects could be optional or even scary, but let's not forget who's the boss here. Leave a comment, let us know what you think, and stay tuned for our next video.